I took care of a baby recently with something called pyloric stenosis. So I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about it, just in case you may be experiencing something like this with your baby, and to just not wait to bring your baby in to be checked out. So what pyloric stenosis is, and I'm going to show you a picture, is that you obviously have your esophagus where the food comes down into your stomach, and then there's a sphincter called the pyloric sphincter that goes from the stomach into the intestine. So what happens is that pyloric sphincter gets stenosed, so it's going to be a lot smaller than what it should be. So, and it's constricted, so when the food kind of comes down from the stomach into the intestines, there's not enough room for it to all just feed into there. So what happens is that whatever the baby's eating, whether it's breast milk or formula, is going to kind of just be sitting in the stomach, and your baby can experience reflux. And a lot of the times the way that this is diagnosed is if you say your baby's having projectile vomiting. So we know babies can have like these little spit ups here and there, but if your baby is projectile vomiting full amounts of feeds, that is a cause for concern, and you need to bring your baby into the pediatrician, or if you have a children's hospital nearby, I would definitely suggest going there, just because obviously we have a lot more resources available than a regular adult hospital. So, and even if you see your pediatrician and they're like, okay, well, let's just try something out first. Maybe it's just reflux. If you're breastfeeding or if you're formula feeding, maybe we need something a little bit more sensitive to the stomach. But if your baby is consistently losing weight for an extended period of time because they're not able to keep down that food, your baby's going to experience electrolyte imbalances, right? So we have our potassium, our magnesium, calcium, all those things that kind of keep our body in line is all going to be out of whack because there's not enough nutrition coming in via food. Okay, so here's a picture. So here's your esophagus into the stomach, and this right here, let me go this way, is your pyloric sphincter, right? That gets smaller. So you can see that if there's not enough room to go into the intestine, all this stuff's going to be just backed up and coming in as projectile vomiting. So if that's something you think is happening with your child, please don't hesitate to bring them in, because again, if you are waiting for an extended period of time because somebody's telling you maybe your baby has reflux, it's going to create a lot of concern besides just the feeding issue later on. You have your electrolyte imbalances, your baby's going to be very malnourished, and they're going to need, possibly parenteral nutrition, so you'd have to start like a PICC line just to make sure that the baby's getting enough nutrients. So I wouldn't wait for something like that. But if you have any questions on that, let me know.